Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
With Lululemon, the real gift happens when they're living in it. When you give the fan favorite everywhere belt bag, the real gift is... And when the ultra soothing rest feel slides are the gift, you're really giving them... This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to give little luxuries that go beyond. Open the moment. Shop now at lululemon.com.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out. And let's talk about what legends about. Let's hang out. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Lee Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the Lesdom.
This Week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. And the first thing is some of our live events. We're still hosting live events virtually. And April 23rd, we will be hosting Winona Earp Trivia one night, 2 different times. We'll have an East Coast time and a West Coast time so we can all enjoy our favorite Winona trivia. I know we have a lot of Winona fans in the audience, so you better come hang out with us.
Come at us, Earpers. Come at us. We're ready for you.
I'm so excited.
We're going to help bridge the gap until we finally get season 4 someday.
One of these days.
One of these days.
We will keep the content alive.
Also, in the Greater Les universe, we just had an event yesterday, which is not yesterday as of us recording this, so I can't really say too much specifics, but
it was
Killing
great.
Eve,
we loved it.
It was amazing. Oh my god, best premiere ever. Killing Eve is back. We will have celebrated with you all in the past as you're listening to this. For right now, we are very excited because it's coming up. But Killing Eve's back. Our favorite gay crime fighting / committing duo is back on our screens.
I love how you say crime fighting. Like, we will literally to the death, like, not be like, Villanelle's a serial killer.
I said / committing. One of them is fighting,
okay,
one of them is committing. It's,
okay,
you know.
There we go. Because I'm like, I love Villanelle so much. I'm just like, she's just a normal girl. Just a normal girl hanging out.
Who just likes killing people.
She just likes killing people, but she's fine. She's cool. So premiere for Killing Eve, but we just had the finale for Schitt's Creek, which made me so teary-eyed and even more just appreciative of the joy that that show has brought and will continue to bring. I'll watch that show pretty much every night before I go to bed. It puts me in a good mood and then I just go to sleep. Like, it will always be my companion. I don't care that it's over.
We are definitely going to have to do some more Schitt's Creek trivia nights also, because that was a blast.
It was so much fun. But, like, those characters, it's just love. Like, it's just pure love. And I think we need more of that in the world. So I'm sad to see it ending, but happy that it happened in general.
Things we need more of in the world: love and Alexis Rose. That's fine. I'm not biased.
And Moira. I'm not biased either.
That's what's happening this week. Back to you, Elliot Lee.
Thanks, Ellie and Lee, and welcome to our 44th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
And in this week's episode, say no more, Monet more. It is Rex Manning Day.
It's Rex Manning
That's
Day?
right.
What? What an exciting day.
It's close to Rex Manning Day. I think this was the closest release date that we could get to actual Rex Manning Day, which is on April 8th. So we're a little bit late. We're so sorry, everyone.
What a day.
But we tried to land it as close as we could.
And this week we are talking about Empire Records, which stars Rex Manning. Also of Grease 2 fame, which I love. I don't know if you've seen Grease 2, but we have to do a Should Have Been Gay on it, Lee, so get cracking.
Okay. I think it's on our list already, so that's good.
Do you want to do the honors of the IMDb synopsis for Empire Records, Lee?
You know I always do. Empire Records, the 1995 smash hit. IMDb synopsis is as follows. 24 hours in the lives of the young employees at Empire Records when they all grow up and become young adults thanks to each other and the manager. They all face the store, joining a chain store with strict rules.
That sentence barely makes sense.
I'm going to say this is one of our drier IMDb synopses that we've done.
I love, too, that it says they all grow up and become young adults. I don't know if I see any growth through this entire film, but we can discuss that. 24 hours to become young adults. As for a gay synopsis, do you have a gay synopsis, Lee?
I do. My gay synopsis is 3 questioning teen girls dance around each other and their secrets while discovering their truths in a local record store.
Love it. There is so much dancing, a lot of half-naked dancing, which I appreciate
some of
from
that.
Renee Zellweger. Thank you. Mine centers around who I think is the protagonist of the story, but also the other questioning ladies. Gay virgin Corey suppresses her gay feelings for not one, but 2 of her female coworkers by throwing herself at what she thinks is a man she should be attracted to, and ends up settling for another man she thinks she should be attracted to.
Wow, that is so accurate, it hurts me.
I know, it's painful. She literally says at the end, I didn't realize, we'll get there, but I didn't realize I loved you because I don't feel any butterflies when I look at you.
Right, yeah. I feel nothing, so I just didn't realize it was love.
I have no feelings of love for you, but it must be love because you like me.
Yes.
So gay. So much gay. So much gay. So, Lee, what was your experience with Empire Records?
My experience with Empire Records is, I did not see this when it came out. I was probably a little too young, but I remember watching, my friends and I used to watch Empire Records back in high school, so it must have been not that long after it did come out. And it was kind of like, a cult hit. It's not the best movie. It's another, like, teen,
campy,
rom-commy, angsty, coming-of-age sort of thing. And I definitely remember watching it and not being into Liv Tyler in this movie.
Liv Tyler in every
Liv Tyler
film.
in that little skirt and the sweater combo. I mean,
a little bit of her belly showing pretty much every scene.
There's some midriff. I'm not gonna say it did nothing for me at the time. That's what I'm gonna say my experience was.
I understand that.
What was your experience, Ellie? Because I think it's very different.
Yeah, so this was never in my rotation. I'm not sure why, but I have never seen it. I honestly had never even heard of it till you told me about it. So it must be really culty. But I watched it today. It was an experience.
It is an experience.
I think
everyone remembers when they, experience Mark watching Guar for the first time.
Yes, Mark and Guar. The characters are all very unique and strange, and I like that. And I also like the gayness of it. So that's where we're at.
Well, that's what stuck with me. What's funny is, like, it's a movie I watched a ton when I was a teenager, probably even before I really came out, honestly. But you see, people post the Rex Manning Day gifs every year in April, and there will be things that remind me of it sometimes. But what really stuck with me, because I did make Kelsey watch it at some point.
Of course.
Like, I've made her watch it with me. And that's what, what always kind of hits me is I'm like, oh, the parts that I remember are, like, tinged in hindsight of, like, some of the scenes that we're going to talk about with Corey and Gina. Definitely has always stuck with me is, like, why are you being so nice to me? Like, that whole scene we're going to get into. So there's a reason it has always been. Like, I think I added it to our list early on and felt that we could do it justice, and just waited for the right time to land it near Rex Manning Day.
I'm excited. I will say in my first watching of it, because you're always looking at it like from a gay perspective when we do these, and I know they're going to be a should have been gay. I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I'm going to guess that this character's gay, this character's gay. But when I started it, I have in my notes, it just goes, every single person who showed up, Lucas is gay, Rex Manning is gay, Mark is gay, Deborah is gay. like I just was writing down character names, being like, this person's gay and this person's gay.
I can 100% get behind Lucas being gay. I could also 100% get behind Lucas being aromantic. Like, he's not shown having any
for sure aromantic
interest in anyone. Even Ace, I could see him, like, he's not, there's no indication given of Lucas.
And everyone else is like going buck wild and horny. And Lucas is...
they are thirsty in this movie. Let me tell you what.
And Lucas is just sitting on the couch like, I'm in a turtleneck, and I'm better than all of you. So
he's in his Steve Jobs best. Yes, 100%.
He really is. So when we say which character should have been gay, I think most of them, of course.
Yes.
But according to our gay synopses, right? Corey's the big one.
Corey's, I'm going to say, the centerpiece of gay for me in this film. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. There's
some gay pieces, right, surrounding her, which is Gina, who's her best friend. And a little bit,
she is the sun of gay, and then there are smaller planets of gay orbiting around her. Yes.
Yes. Dancing planets.
Dancing planets. Some of them closer and gayer than others. Yes. Before we even get into all, because I think we're going to have to touch on a lot of characters.
So many.
Let's talk about Corey for a little bit.
Yes.
So, Corey, played by Liv Tyler, bare midriff, just a flying in the breeze. Corey plays the type A, successful student. She's going to Harvard. She's got, her life together.
She's pure. She's innocent. She's virginal.
She's a virgin. Yeah. I wish everyone could have just seen Ellie roll her eyes. Yes. She's a virgin, and she decides that she has been saving herself, not for any man, no, but for Rex Manning, the aged
pop
singer has-been that is coming to town
to sign autographs at Empire Records
in his pink, purple, silk, whatever getup.
It is cringy.
Something.
I will say too. So they're having this conversation, Gina and Corey, in the car, where Corey has the record with Rex Manning's face on it. And she kisses it, and then Gina takes it, and she's like, it's more like this, and she starts licking the record. And in the days we are living in now, I was like, Gina, don't lick the record. I was like, Gina, no.
Yeah. But also, at least Gina's, like, into it. Like, even when she's pretending with a record, like, Corey kind of half-hearted about that kiss, right? She's like, oh, Rex Manning.
Love him.
Yeah, I'm so
into this. Yeah. Like, when I said before, Rex Manning is like what women, he's like marketed as a hot man. It's like, oh, I saw this guy on TV. Every other woman in the world thinks he's hot. Therefore, I will have sex with him. Like,
yes. And you know what I bet? I bet it's not even like every other woman in the world, because they make a pretty big deal when he's signing autographs out of how much of a has-been he kind of is. Like, everyone who's there is like, you were, you have like older women who are like, you were my favorite singer when I was in high school. Or you have like the teenager who's like, yeah, my mom really likes you. I don't know who you are. I have a theory that like Corey's mom is probably super into Rex Manning, and like listens to the albums all the time and like watches his music videos. And I bet that Corey's just watching her mom and she's like, oh, this is what straight women want. Because like, this is my model of straightdom is my mom. And so I'm super into Rex Manning and I'm going to give my virginity to Rex Manning. Yes. He's the only man for me.
Let me follow this archetype of female sexuality
by
throwing myself at a man I've never met. Literally painful.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Rex Manning is so bad. He's
so bad. So Corey and Gina get to the record store, right? And then I was like, okay, so I see the chemistry between Corey and Gina. Clearly they were best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about Deb? Because this is the point where Deb walks in.
What? No, she doesn't walk in.
What?
She drives up on her freaking Vespa.
Deb is hardcore gay. She knows she's gay and she owns it. The first thing we see of Deb, she goes on the Vespa, walks in, heads straight to the bathroom, shaves her head. All of her hair gone.
Just buzzes it straight down.
And the look on Deb's face also is of sheer joy. When she loses all of her hair, it's the happiest you see her in the entire movie. is when she's like, yes, now I look exactly how I've always wanted to look.
I have found the dyke inside of me.
Yes,
here she is.
There's also a scene with Gina and Corey where Gina's like, why do you care if Deb likes you? And Corey's like, I just really want Deb to like me.
Yeah, I'm telling you, what's interesting to me is they make this whole thing out of, these teenagers finding themselves and blah, blah, blah. The real relationships that we see in this movie are the three girls,
yes.
Right? Like, there is Corey and Gina's relationship, their friendship. There is the one-sided longing
of Corey and Deb
say, between Deborah and Deborah and Corey, and then there's we'll talk about Gina and Corey as well. But yeah, Deborah, I mean, before we get into the relationships that we're seeing, I think Deborah on her own, the fact that she drives up on that scooter, shaves all her freaking hair off, and then the first real scene that we learn a lot about her is when Berko comes up and is talking to her, and I get you're supposed to assume that there's some sort of relationship there.
Yes.
Or at least that there has been. So I'm going to say that her whole take on that is like, whatever happened last night, like, that is my past. I have shown up today. I have cut all my hair off. Please do not touch me anymore.
I know. She literally says, do not touch me anymore. And he's
don't touch me. I think Deborah discovered some things about herself last night that are just, there's some changes happening. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah. And they're gay changes for sure. But she knows it. Like, Corey is such like a figuring out she's gay kind of character. Deb is like, her realization is off screen. Yes. She comes to us and we're like, oh, that girl's gay.
That girl's gay.
Yes.
Gina, I'm going to say I see as more bisexual, but I think
she's
that
for sure bi.
I think Gina's figuring things out on her end as well. She's looking for love in all the wrong places, that girl.
I know, all these girls. It's too much. The interactions between Gina and Deb are like very antagonistic, but in a way that's like they're flirting with each other.
Yeah.
Like, they're constantly trying to, like, insult each other, and then they're smiling about it, like, oh, good insult, babe.
Uh-huh.
Whereas Deb and Corey, a little bit more tender. It's very interesting.
They open up a little bit.
They really do.
Before we get into that, I have to give a shout out, like an honorable mention. Can I give an honorable mention to Jane? Because that is the thing, rewatching this movie after not having seen it in a little while, that again, my fresher, wiser, gayer eyes, Jane walks in and I was like, wow, how did I never notice how very, very gay Jane is with that very gay haircut and that very gay hat?
The hat. The hat is the gayest thing about her.
The hat, she shows up in like this Newsies cap with a short haircut, and I was like, wow, gay. And then she leaves when she quits, and she comes back later on in the movie with like a little beanie on, and I was like, wow, you got gayer. What happened?
I know, to ask out Joe, and you're like, but...
Look, here's what I'm going to tell you about Joe and AJ in this movie. If those are not stand-in lesbians, I don't know what is.
True.
Look at their flowing hair.
Ugh. I love AJ's hair.
AJ is a character who's in a flannel shirt and a baggy sweater with flowing hair the whole movie, and I'm sorry, but come on. We all know what that means in the 90s.
Two lesbians could very easily cosplay Corey and AJ together.
Yes.
Do it.
Two lesbians should
yes.
cosplay Corey and AJ together, is
Except
what we're saying.
Also Corey and Gina and Corey and Deb. But the thing about AJ and Corey, right? AJ's entire arc is like, I love you, Corey. I'm in love with you, and I'm going to tell you I love you by 1:37 p.m. And we don't see any other interactions between Corey and AJ, anything meaningful about like them being friends, about them liking each other at all, except for the one talk he has with her where he tells her he loves her. She freaks the fuck out and is like, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear it. And then the final conversation they have together where she says, oh, well, I thought I didn't love you, but I realized what we have is better. I do love you. I just don't have any butterflies. I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
I just feel nothing when I think about you.
Nothing.
I have the literal same notes because it drives me crazy that they have this one throwaway line where she's like, but you're my best friend and like that's better and I don't want to ruin it. And I'm like, is he your best friend? Because
Yeah.
We never see you talk to him ever for the rest of the movie. Like,
Ever.
They basically have no conversation. You see no relationship. There's no foundation laid out for you. What you do see is her getting picked up to go to work by Gina, who knows exactly what her plan is in terms of what she's going to do with her virginity. And then Gina, who knows all of her habits, and Gina, who takes her to lunch and then is very, because they say hurtful things to each other, and there's very obviously a lot of feelings there. And then Gina, who comes in and they have this big emotional moment during the funeral, and then Gina, who she's very happy for when she's singing at the end. There's a lot of, like, it's not Corey and AJ that they're really building up as a relationship in this movie.
No,
that's all
not.
I'm gonna say.
They're really not. It's a complete heterosexual throwaway, and it's so annoying.
It so is. Especially because, like, let me tell you what. Here is Corey's character arc, right? Is you meet Corey, she's gonna throw herself at Rex Manning. She does, right? She throws herself at Rex Manning. So she throws herself at Rex so half-heartedly, right? That he's like, okay, let's do this. And he literally just unzips his pants and she's like, well, fuck this.
I literally
she bails immediately.
It is so painful because it's like a gay girl performing heterosexuality so hard. It hurts me. She's like, you want me, baby? Like, let me take off my clothes. Like, I'm not so innocent after all. The second she sees even just the tip, she's out. She's out. Like,
just a hint of penis, and she, like, stops dead. And she's like, oh, I am not into this at all. Let me put all my clothes back on, and get the F out of here.
That's the thing. Rex Manning is pervy, but I'm also like, if you were a heterosexual woman, you propositioned a man, and then he was like, yeah, let's do this. You'd be like, okay, cool. I said yes. You said yes. She says yes. He says yes. And she's like, oh, fuck me. Get out.
I did not see this coming.
Yeah, she's like, I never expected you to say yes. And she runs.
The second that a dude shows any interest in her, she is like books the fuck out of there. And then she goes up to the roof and does the exact same thing.
Crying. Bawling her eyes out, crying that she just threw herself at Rex Manning. He said yes. And she ran away. And AJ tells her he loves her. And she also says, no, I can't deal with any more men today. She literally says that, like, I can't deal with this right now.
Right.
Like, please, men, stay away from me.
And here's what I hate about it. This would have been such a good, like, self-realization coming out story, right? Because here's what you have. You have that girl who is like, I have to be perfect. I'm overcompensating. I have built up this idea of what my heterosexuality is going to look like, but then I hate it when I'm confronted with it, and then I'm confronted with another idea of what it could look like, and I hate that too. Yep. And I'm trying so hard to just be like this perfect daughter that I envision myself being in my head. I'm like, that story should end with her coming out.
Yep.
There's no question that story should end with her coming out. But instead, they're like, oh no, she actually decides that, like, this lack of any feeling that I have for AJ whatsoever must be love.
Well, and then
we see you 90s lesbians. We feel your pain.
I know, it's so painful.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed, just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/leshangout today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/leshangout.
Let's hang out.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help you find options within your budget. Try it today at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, and when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Well, then she has lunch with Gina, and this is the most painful thing, where I'm going to read this because some of these quotes are too much. So she's talking to Gina, and Gina's basically like, "It's okay, honey. Like, we'll find you someone else. We'll find you another guy." And this is a literal quote from Corey. "I don't want another guy. I don't need another guy. Why do you always try to make me like you?" What? Straight shit is that? I don't want men. I don't want to be like you, my heterosexual friend. Why do you try to make me like you? And what else? Oh my God, it's literally painful. "I'm not like you with guys. I don't need to do what you do." Which means she has no interest in sleeping with men.
Yeah, that sounds like a straight girl to me.
Rest my case.
Wait, can I rest my case then? Because my big argument for Corey and Gina rests on the funeral that they throw for Deborah.
Oh, the funeral.
Okay.
The funeral.
I know. So they throw her a fake funeral to make her feel how important and loved she is. We're going to talk about how Deborah fits into all of this soon.
Wait, should we talk about before the funeral when Gina sleeps with Rex Manning? Because that's why she's saying all these things about
yes,
Gina.
Sorry. They have a huge falling out because, Gina immediately goes and throws herself quite literally on Rex Manning.
Yep.
And Corey is very hurt, very upset.
And clearly she didn't care about
Unclear.
Rex.
Yeah,
so
unclear why she's so upset here that Gina slept with
a man she didn't want to sleep with.
Yeah.
But she wanted to sleep with one of them.
Gina sleeping with men seems to be something that Corey, takes issue with in a general sense. Not sure why that is.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they have this big, brutal fight. They're all flinging each other's secrets about because, of course, they know everything about each other, even though AJ's her best friend, as has been made clear in the movie, sure. But AJ doesn't know that she's doing speed or, apparently anything about her.
And Gina says to her, "At least I don't hide who I am." Direct quote. Who I am, gay.
And with that as a lead into this, they're at a funeral where they are supposed to be talking about Deborah and how much she means to them. Here is Corey's eulogy for Deborah at the funeral. I quote, "I really miss Gina." That's how she starts. And
Deborah's
then she
like,
goes,
this isn't about
and
her.
then when Deborah clearly is looking at her like, this is supposed to be about me. So she goes, "I really miss Gina. I just can't stop thinking about her. She's not afraid of life, and she's not afraid to be herself.
Okay.
And I wish that I could be like that. I wish I could be brave like Gina."
Brave and out? Brave and open?
This is a coming out movie. It's all there. You have the perfect foundation.
It's so... Every one of her speeches is so gay. Also, when... after she gives that speech, she kisses Deb on the forehead.
Yeah. But also Gina was there. Gina was listening. Gina walks in and she's like, "You are brave and I'm not. You're always talking." Okay. Oh, this is the quote that I'm really mad about. "You're always talking about how I do what I want to do, but I don't." That is a literal quote that Gina says to her. And I'm like, if that is not a line that is begging for you to just go up and plant
Kiss
one
her.
on her right now. Ugh, I am so mad at these missed opportunities. It's right there in front of you. It's on a silver platter. Just take it. It's
Just
there.
take it.
It's there. Just take it. Ugh.
So
They
many...
should have kissed. They should have kissed, but no, she doesn't kiss. She leans over and kisses Deborah. It's fine.
It's fine. At least she kissed some woman on the head. But I do think clearly you can see Corey and Gina's relationship. That's why I say Corey's torn between these two kind of people, right? Gina, who's meant everything to her and still does.
Yes. Let's find yourself a girl who looks at you the way Corey looks at Gina in that scene. Oh my God.
So good. But then you also have this other lesbian character, Deb, who's comforting Corey over the fact that the object of Corey's affection, Gina, does not love her back. So we have that scene in the bathroom that you were talking about.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about that scene.
Which, this is before the funeral. So Corey and Gina are fighting, right? Deb takes care of Corey because Corey basically got a black eye from Gina. They literally fought each other.
Yeah.
So she's tenderly taking care of her wounds. Corey just looks over at her and is "Why are you being so nice to me?" And it's so tender.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful.
I love that bathroom scene because this is what I don't understand in movies like this. Movies in this time period where you have that line of Corey and AJ being best friends. And I'm you make no establishing, there's nothing that establishes that
AJ
other than you
take
saying
care
it.
of her in the bathroom.
But they take the time to show you that Corey wants to be friends with Deborah, that she cares about Deborah, that she can't seem to break through, but it's important to her and it hurts her that she's not. They take the time to establish that and do nothing with Corey and AJ,
Yep.
right?
Yep. No.
And so, yeah, they have this scene where they're in the bathroom. She's rinsing her face off. She's holding her hair for her. She's being so gentle and soft with her.
I know.
And, okay, can we just talk about how, for someone who apparently hates Corey, Deborah is let me take care of you. Let me hold your hair. Let me tell you it's all going to be okay. Let me turn around and just
pee in front
drop
of you.
trout and pee right in front of
I know.
you.
I'm lesbian rite of passage. Let me pee in front of my girlfriend. We're gonna have a conversation in front of the bathroom.
You, it's NBD, and Corey doesn't even react.
No.
Right?
No.
Nothing. She's just this is totally natural and normal to me as well. Awesome. So glad that we're here.
Yep.
Why are you being so nice to me? And I'm just what is happening right now? What date number are you guys even on? I don't understand.
This is literally their second date. She's and we've hit the pee stage.
Yeah, they do.
It's a lot.
And they're cute together.
They are
I
cute.
like it.
But that's
I
the
can
thing.
see them.
I could see both of them. I really vibe on Corey and Gina just because the foundation is there. But I feel if it doesn't work out with Gina, Deb's got her.
There's
Deb's
a lot
there.
of strong emotions with Corey and Gina, that is for sure.
For sure.
And, okay, sorry, because I realized I missed one of my notes, and just to dive us back into Corey and Gina real quick, I do have to mention that in the scene when Gina is sleeping with Rex, and
Yes.
everyone's kind of noticing, when Corey walks in, and tries to go and punch in or out of work. Here's what she goes. She says, "Why's the door locked? Where's Gina? Where's Rex?" Notice who she asks about first?
Gina.
I'm just throwing that out there. Her immediate thing is, where's Gina?
Obviously.
Right? Like, she has to know, because they do seem to know where each other are at
all
all
the time.
times, a lot of the
She's
day.
like, if I don't know where Gina is, she must be sleeping with someone. Oh, shit.
Right.
Rex.
So there's that. But no, I agree. I think my top would be Corey and Gina, but I could see Deborah, I could see there being, it would work out.
Picking
I
up
could see
those
that.
pieces. There's one other thing that I have for Deb and Corey, which is, so Deb gives out pins to everyone that she made specifically for them. And the pin that she hands Corey is dishonesty. And what lesbian doesn't know that another queer person is just sitting here lying, and she's like, honey, think about it. You're lying to everyone. Here's a pin.
And yourself. Do you think that's why Deborah doesn't like her? Maybe they have this dynamic where Corey is like repressing, and she's like, but I want Deborah to like me because look at the giant gay that Deborah is. I need her approval. I need the gay approval. And Deborah is just like, maybe when you come out, we will figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not dealing with this shit right now. But after you figure out all the dishonest stuff you're telling yourself, we can talk.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that being the underlying cause of this dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
We would have made this such a better movie.
Such a better movie. And then the other pin she gave, who did she give stupid to? AJ?
AJ gets stupid. Mark gets Mark sucks.
Yes. And then I think that's it. I'm like, are there other pins? Those are the ones I can remember.
Those are the ones that we see, yeah.
Yeah. But AJ's stupid because he's in love with a lesbian. And Mark sucks because Mark's just a weird dude. But I actually love Mark. So I don't know why she says Mark sucks.
I love Mark too. I could see Mark being like pretty comfortably bi or pan as well, right? He just seems like he'd be super chill with whatever. Like, I feel like if a dude hit on Mark, he would just be like,
I personally...
He'd give that little grin and chuckle and be like, okay.
Okay. We don't need to spend too much time on this because it's not that deep. However, I think Mark and Eddie forever.
Yes.
You have
I
another
can see
ship?
that. There's also Mark and AJ dancing in the scene at the end on the roof.
You're right. But Mark and Eddie...
They're cute.
Eddie shows up. The first thing we see of Mark and Eddie's interaction, he gives Mark a mixtape. I made this for you.
I made this for you.
Spent so much time making a mixtape for this boy. Then he gives him special brownies, which we see later where Mark gets super fucked up. But obviously, on a surface level, this is Mark's drug dealer, but I think also his boyfriend. So
I could see that.
That's all. I think they're cute. Their energies would be weird as hell together, and I love it.
Look, you have some brownies, you make each other feel good, whatever.
Exactly.
Just normal bro stuff.
That's all. That's just an honorable mention.
While we're talking about Mark and AJ dancing at the roof scene at the end, though, you know who else dances at the end?
Gina, Corey,
and Deborah.
In a weird
all three of them.
In a weird little witch circle.
In a weird little witch throuple. I totally shipped it. I shipped all of it. I was totally down for that. Except then Eddie makes his way in to like dance inside of their circle and stuff, and I was like, no. Get out of here. They're clearly having a moment and like finally figuring shit out.
But yeah, I love how Corey and AJ get together, quote unquote, at the end. But the last frame we see is not Corey and AJ. It's all the girls dancing together because
all the girls.
No shit.
Because those are the only relationships that they have given us any information about. Like, it's so funny. I don't understand why this was so common in the 90s, that, like, they would only show you heterosexual romances, but they would not spend any time developing them. They would only develop the relationships between the girls. Or,
I mean, it gives us plenty to work with, so I'm not disappointed.
It's just,
but it doesn't make any sense if you're trying to sell us on heterosexuality. So we've talked about it extensively, but which characters are we shipping?
Before we do ship names real quick, I have one other honorable mention. It's a throwaway line in the very beginning of the movie, but I just have to mention Joe saying, "My wife left me for another woman."
Yes. Yeah.
So I think Joe knows what's going on here.
And Joe's always in love with lesbians, hence him going out with Jane.
Hence Jane! Oh my god, yes! He so has a type, and his type is repressed lesbian.
Put it in a bow, wrap it up.
Nice.
It's gay.
We nailed the landing.
We
with
really
that.
did.
It was
We really
great.
did.
Okay, now we can do some ship names. Yes,
Great.
please.
So Corey and Gina. Corgina.
Corgina. Corina?
Ooh, Karina.
Corina.
Or
Ooh. What about Jinri? Jinri.
I like Karina.
Ginori.
Ginori.
I think it's Karina.
It's definitely Karina. All right,
Okay.
so then we have Corey and Deb, which is Corb. You like how confidently I said that?
What about Dory?
Oh, I love Dory. Okay, Dory. Lee, you always win. And then we have Deb and Gina, which is Debgina.
Sure.
Degina.
Should I just let you have that one?
Debrina. Debrina. She got it, folks.
We could do their thruple name as Deborina.
Ooh, Deborina. It's definitely Deborina
Yeah.
because they definitely are a throuple. So that's the winner.
Okay.
And Mark and Eddie is Medi.
Medi.
Marketti.
Marty.
Edark. Edark stock.
I like Medi. I'm gonna go with Medi.
Medi. Love it. And all the other people in this movie who should be gay together, let's be real. But
Yeah.
Do we
That's a gay record store right there.
it's a super gay record store. Also, let's just talk about, before we wrap this up, we have a record store with a bunch of employees. They're very likely to be gay. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is a local queer business, and we should all be supporting them. So
Yes.
go you, Empire Records community, who shows up in hordes to keep the store alive. Go
Yes,
you.
Go you.
Keep your queer businesses alive.
Is it time for our Q and Gay about this queer business of
Oh.
Empire Records?
I think it's time.
Q and gay.
Question 1, Ellie. Which pin would you get? A, dishonesty, B, stupid, or C, Mark sucks?
Mark sucks. It's just fun. It's much more fun. Question 2. How many records do you own? A, none, B, 1 to 10, C, 11 to 20, or D, too many to count?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say none. I don't have any records, and I do not have a record player.
I don't have any records either. Are we bad music people?
I think we might be, yeah.
I
We have
just-
failed. I have a tiny house and no room for a record player.
I know,
I'm
I
sorry.
never got a record player, but I think I have friends who have a shit ton of records. I think it's super cool, but yeah, I just haven't.
It's it's an investment, but I'm
Yeah.
curious to hear what people have out there, so we'll see.
Send us your records.
Question 3, Ellie. Would you want to lose your virginity to Rex Manning? A, no. B, hell no. Or C, maybe.
I want to say maybe. Just because I think it's funny, but it's a no for me. For sure.
That
a no.
silk shirt and pompadour really do it for you?
Yeah, definitely a no. Even though I loved him in Grease 2, when we talk about Grease 2, I would with the guy from Grease 2, even though it's the same
Okay.
actor, but not Rex Manning.
Fair enough.
All right, question number 4. What's your gambling go-to? A, poker, B, craps, C, slot machine, or D, the ponies?
Probably poker. I bet I'd lose some money at poker. Although when we were at the weekend soiree in New Orleans, and we did have a good time at our little
Roulette table, right? Did we play roulette?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like roulette.
that
It's a fun one.
was fun. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say if I was going to blow all of the money for the business that I was closing shop for, it would probably be at poker.
Yeah, I'd go for blackjack. Some sort of card
Ooh,
game.
there
Better
you go.
odds. Better odds.
Question 5. Have you ever thrown yourself or a friend a fake funeral? Yes or no?
I think it's a no, but I wish that I had so I would have a good story. But no, I haven't.
Well, maybe we should try it. We'll do it.
I know.
Well,
Are we gonna
we'll write you some eulogies.
Aw, thank you. All my friends, all my friends at Les Hangout, just throwing a preemptive funeral for Ellie.
There you go. We'll just pretend that you're gone.
Aw.
Yeah.
So
Why
sweet.
not?
So sweet
Just
and
a
morbid.
good old time.
Love it. Well, on that note, we know that Empire Records should have been
Should have
gay.
been gay.
Let me hear you say hip, 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 we're gay.
We love hearing from all of you, and we love building this community, so we just like to take the chance every episode to shout out some of our favorite things that we've heard from our listeners. This week, we're gonna keep it short and sweet here, but we just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who sent in their emails or their messages to help us record our 100 episode celebration. So we are going to be reading those all and really digging into them when we do our interlude that's celebrating 100 episodes, but we just wanted to say thank you in advance because we loved reading them. And
you
we
made
loved
our week.
Hearing so much from so many of you. It was just great.
It was awesome. And of course, we want to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, starting with Tanya Ferguson,
Jess Klaus,
Danny Griswold,
Sarah and Julia,
Carrie Ann Lawrence,
Mark Foster,
Danny Gunluck Tamora,
Audrey O'Connor,
Alana Rosen,
Kayla Kelly,
Leah Henley,
and Tara Gleason.
And our King Princess patrons, Lizette Stye,
and Amy and Ellen.
And our big one, the big kahuna, our sponsorship it patron, Wendy K. Bartlett, who wants to remind all of you to support your arts. It's more important now than ever to support your local artists and your local arts organizations, as we don't have as many live events coming up at all. I'm like, as many. We have no live events.
There's none.
There's none. So support artists in your community. And thank you so much, Wendy, for supporting this artist. You're the best.
Remember, you can also find us on all social medias on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Let's Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
Or you can check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop.
We also still have videos going up on our YouTube channel, so make sure that you subscribe at youtube.com/letshangoutpod to catch them.
If you want to support the podcast, the easiest way to do that is to rate and review us on iTunes. We love hearing from you, so let us know what you think.
If you want to join our Patreon, we have so much fun stuff going on right now. We're really trying to help create community for our patrons through so many of us being in lockdown and quarantine. So you can find that at bit.ly/lespatreon. We also still have all of our regular perks, so you'll get ad-free episodes, and we have Les Essentials watch parties and bloopers and all sorts of good stuff. And we're also trying to keep events going for our patrons and for everyone else.
If you want some Les Hangout merch, you can also get that at bit.ly/lesshop. All the gay, all the time. And we have sales usually on our social media, so just keep an eye out, see whenever our shop is on sale.
You know you got to get some good shirts. We're all on conference video calls all day now, so get some good gay swag.
Oh, get some swag. Some good PJs. You can get some gay PJs. I'm about that.
Yeah.
There's lots of good stuff there. That crew neck, I wear my Les Hangout crew neck sweatshirt like every night. It's the best.
If you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at LSH Foster.
And if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Ellie Brigida. With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Just keep it simple.
I'm making the promo.
Just keep it simple. Just say, hey, we're the Brav Bros. Two guys that talk about Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're the Brav Bros.
No.
Oh.
Dude, stop with the voice. Just keep it simple.
I've seen promos on TV, dude. This is how you get the fans engaged. This is how you get listeners. We're trying to get listeners here. If we just say, oh, we're two dudes that talk about Bravo, people are going to get tired of it already. We need some oomph.
All right, then fine. Let's try to do it with your voice.
Brav Bros.
Good job.